Hello and welcome to Raising Your Isness, where we help you remember that you come from the source. Today we'll talk about taking your power back, to not rely on another to save you or to walk your path, to not rely on another's opinions, knowledge, and so on. These times we're living in, it is important to remember what it means to be sovereign. The reason why it's becoming tight for you, if you are in an unhappy relationship, especially when it is abusive, whether it is physical, emotional, psychologically abusive, is because deep inside you know that there are changes that you need to make. And so your higher self is going to be nudging you. With every nudge, it's going to feel tighter because you know the right thing to do. Of course, it is uncomfortable because you don't know what's on the other side of that change. But that's the whole idea, is because you create that change, you create that new pathway. Another one is when you're being taken advantage of and you know it. Let's say you enable it and you always create excuses. These are the times to think for yourself, to not worry about another's opinion and to worry about your opinion of you. There's a lot going on of that right now. There's a lot that is going to continue, as what it's called misinformation, disinformation is going to continue happening. Do you remember it was before 2012 and then I think years before that, when people were talking about rapture or the end of the world, so people would sell their houses and give everything away and just sit and wait for that rapture? Well, now there's this new one that is talked about. So people are starting to focus on that and pay a lot of attention to that information and start to follow other people's ideas and thoughts and what they have to share. Then it arises of a cult of personality, when people think that by associating with someone who claims to be already saved, by association they think that they will be saved. So this is when people start taking advantage of other people. Please realize that no one knows when this happens. So don't sell anything, don't give anything away, take your power back. Whether it happens today, whether it happens tomorrow, or within a couple of years or 10 years, people claim that it was supposed to happen this year, and then they would stretch it and say, oh, the light workers weren't ready yet, so it was stretched, so it's going to happen this year. And this year it probably is not going to happen. So then next year they're going to say, oh, the light workers, because of you. And it creates that herd mentality. People going to get on the wagon and, oh yeah, let me follow this, let me contribute so that I could get raptured, so I could get saved. This video is so that you recognize you're on your own. No one can save you. Not by association. No one can walk your path. Let's think about what it means to be saved. You do realize that you can be saved right now, as you are within your I Am presence, as you are within your Christ itself, realizing that you can release the identity of the background experiences and anything that is illusionary that you identify with. As soon as you are able to release that, you're saved, because then you won't worry about your material possession, including the body. Because remember, you created the body as a divine being, so your body belongs to the divine, your own self. It is going to become more and more, where it's going to be all over the place. Because what does anybody have to lose? But you know, every time I reach out to the archangels, to the ascended masters, to say, well, what about justice? What about the fact that people are being lied to, scammed? Then what? And can you imagine that every time the response is, it's on you. If you allowed yourself to believe it, then it's on you, because you weren't present with yourself. Now another person's consciousness, that's another relationship with their self. But it is important that each is responsible for their own opinion, that each is responsible for themselves. So keep that in mind. Only you can save you. When this happens, no amount of money, no amount of information can save you. There's nothing to be saved from. You are who you are. You come from the light. It is the ascension process. It is the enlightenment. Whether through solar flares, solar flash, whatever that is, it comes from the light. You come from the light. You are the light. You are saved. What needs to be worked on until then, or even at all times, it is the kindness, compassion, the love, the true love of the divine. How you love the dearest thing to you, the dearest person whom you see or remember, and you have so much love for them. That pure, innocent love, that's the love that you should have for your own self in order to meet that light. That light is coming into the physical, the matter meeting its light. Many of you have seen it in dreams. Many of you have seen it in meditations. No one knows how it will really happen. No one really knows when it will happen, because it's not about the timing of it. It's about frequential match, the match of the frequencies. The more of people can wake up to their own light within, the faster. At the same time, nobody knows when. So when someone tries to claim and tell you, it is this summer, it is this winter, it is this week, please give power to your own self, to your own presence with you, because there will always be excuses when this doesn't happen. And in the end, your energy and everything else is given to somebody else, which is okay if that's what you want. But sooner or later, your higher self is going to ask you to talk to them. Your higher self is coming for you in a good way. Your higher self so desires to talk to you and get to know you from the perspective of you knowing them. Can you imagine always talking to you from the veil of what if and I'm not sure? Imagine talking to your higher self openly, like you look at yourself when you look in the mirror. How cool would that be? So let's prepare for this. Let's prepare to meet our own self. And this can happen at any time. Preparing to meet and meeting your Christ itself is the biggest thing you can ever do for you. And whenever this happens in the physical, the light meeting the matter, whether after the preparations or whichever way, you are ready. There won't be any fear, because remember, fear is going to make this event harder, because you will start doubting if you are worthy of it. Remember, at that time, you will not think of another person who tried to save you. You won't have time for that. You will only have enough time to remember who you are in order to align to that. So whether it happens today or whenever, it is between you and you. It is your revelation of who you are. And who you are is only for you to find out. Everyone has their own truth, because everyone has their own background. Background of karma, background of experiences, background of past lives, backgrounds of realms, galaxies, universes they lived in. Someone from another universe coming here is going to have a very different perspective on everything versus someone who just came here from Pleiades, for example. Someone who just arrived here, never experiencing any earthly incarnations, is going to have a different understanding of what's going on versus someone who experienced many, many traumatic lifetimes on Earth. There is much about labeling. There is much about creating names. Energies like archangels, ascended masters, they don't care about names. They don't care about labels. They try to explain things telepathically so that there wouldn't be any labeling and association, which is very limited. Association is a very limited of understanding to that which is conveyed to you, because association always goes by your own perception based on your own background of understanding of something. So it will always be limited. Please exercise telepathy with your friends, loved ones, with someone whom you can trust with that. Telepathy. It's really cool when you can sense and feel. It is very pure. So using labels, people, for example, with intentions of gaining power from someone who is desperate for answers and is desperate to find understanding, are using those labels. Energy is. You can do anything you want to do with it. You can use it towards negative or positive. This is why, no matter what happens, it's on you. Information is. Light is. And it is up to you to use it whichever way you want. Especially someone who is a light worker. Especially someone who was called to help. Integrity nowadays is what's needed. It has always been needed. Integrity, purity, authenticity. We have that background from Atlantis when new information, divine knowledge was bestowed upon. Many of us were there. And at some point, people started misusing that knowledge to abuse others. So that is one of the major karmic lessons that in this lifetime, many are paying off. The thing is, not everybody is realizing that yet, or even cares to realize. So, people are worried about to be saved, people are worried about their loved ones. Divine is love. Just like you love your family, and you only want good for them. Million times more, the divine wants that good for your loved ones. There's also this notion of who's gonna stay behind, who's gonna move forward. The thing is, it's not anybody's business who stays behind. It is only your business to move forward. By you thinking of someone staying behind, you put yourself behind, and guess where? Even behind them. Because if you're judgmental, you can't match with that light. So in actuality, the fact that it didn't happen yesterday, good for you, right? Because would you be able to match with it? The more you can raise that frequency within you, and how you do it, you work through those lessons. You work through that karma. For many, it's been redeemed. Many paid off their karma and are now starting from their clean slate, clean book. A brand new book of life that they're writing. Very well. You are now being trusted that you can do it, because now you will be dissolving into the all. Not just for yourself, but also for the highest good of all. Now for those that still have that karma, try to identify what is it. Is it relying on another? Is it emotional, or whichever way, codependency? Because at the end of the day, just like nobody can eat for you, drink for you, shower for you, no one can save you. When you come into the union with your I Am presence, you won't be worried about news of this and news of that, because you will be whole and complete within. It's okay if you want to listen to that, read about that. It's important that you are strong from inside you. And so working through these lessons, facing yourself, what is it within you that is making you react not as a sovereign being? What is within you that is becoming so defensive? What is within that is becoming so clingy? And you work through that. There's a lot of people who are being taken advantage of because of these news of another quote-unquote rapture, flash, whatever names. Humans love names. I would call it a different name, but at the same time, who cares? It's not about the name. It's about matching that frequency. It's not about saying, hey, have you heard of this? So that if they don't, hey, have you been under the rock? Just so that you could tell your ego, I'm very informed. Because when this happens, again, you won't have time for that. You won't have time to compare. Until then, there is much change that has to happen within and without. One of the changes would be debunking your attachments to labeling the names of things you learned within your New Age literature. To me, New Age is organized religion minus the building. There's nothing new. It is the same thing. Judgment, who is more Christian or who is more a New Ager, who is more vegan, who is more vegetarian. It is the same trying to label. It is the same trying to say, oh, you're being negative. Oh, it's better to stay away from you because you're negative. It is that narrow-mindedness, being brainwashed of how things should be. Every time you think how things should be, try to open to the unshould. Because this is what is making you, again, being narrow-minded, putting you in the same box but just with a different color. So for example, if somebody calls you out, oh, you're being negative, and so they want to stay away from you, they're doing you a favor, that's fine. If we didn't have that negative, how would we know what is positive? Now, if you still have that, and if another is trying to judge you for it, then they're doing you a favor by trying to stay away from you. Because at the end of the day, the most important relationship you can ever have is with yourself. How else would you know what you want if you don't find what is it within you that you don't want? And this is with peer pressure, someone labeling you of being negative, positive. It is time that we allow ourselves all to be various. We're allowed to be unique. So every day, just like you brush your teeth, just like you shower, do that maintenance on your energy body. Converse. Have great relationship with the earth. Have great relationship with the sun, the central sun, with the light, Holy Spirit, with all of that which you come from. Cleanse your physical body, cleanse your emotional body, cleanse your energy body, strengthen your aura. Breathe in the light into the base of your skull. For many, this is what's being transformed in order to receive the crystalline energy. Right now, many people are experiencing reconstruction of their Earth Star chakra beneath their feet. Very good. Create those roots, whether through the structure of your personal pyramid or any other holy, sacred geometric pattern. Root yourself into the light. Breathe in the light into the base of your skull. Allow for that light to spread throughout your whole energy body, and see it even go inside each cell of your physical body, your organs. See your DNA strand becoming healed, glowing. See that light going into every little corner. And anything that doesn't serve you, let's say anxiety, self-judgment, anger, and breathe it out into that light, the central sun or this local sun. Cleanse your energy body daily. Strengthen your auric field daily. Attend to your energy body. Where focus goes, energy flows. So we have 24 hours in a day. Write down how long, how much time you spend on what. It will show you how much you are missing from self or how much you are with yourself. When you organize your time and your energy wisely, everything around you starts becoming organized too. Whether it is your family, your friends, your relationships, your work, it has no choice but follow the organization of your own time and energy, because you are the creator of your reality. So when you give your power to something else other than you strengthen that. So what you do is you become needy to that. If this is what you need to work with that now. If you're recognizing, do something about it. Sovereign means responsible. Whether you're struggling with boredom, procrastination, that's another thing of holding you from being that wholeness self. Find what is it that is like a self-inflicted bondage that is holding you from moving forward. Perhaps your body is talking to you. Perhaps the pains, uncomfortable feelings within the body are telling you. For example, pain in your knees, in your feet, calves. A lot of times that is an indication that you are holding yourself back from moving forward. Or let's say if your hands hurt, wrists hurt, it also could be an indication of holding on to something that you no longer need to hold on to. Pain in your back. Maybe you're carrying somebody else's load. Why? Let them walk their path. Respect another's path. Respect your path. Let go of that load. Whether it is in a relationship, at home, friends, family, work, we are called to become sovereign. Call in sovereignty. Call in from within, I am presence. We deserve to be whole and complete. We deserve to love ourselves. We deserve to respect ourselves, just like our divine respects us. The sun loves us. We're receiving much information from the sun, this enlightenment, this light. Use it. Breathe it. You know, not every soul is here right now. But those souls that are here, and many are actually fractalized, it is because it's an honor to be on earth at this time of evolution, revelation. It's been going on for thousands of years, so it might take quite some time too. No matter when this happens, your power is yours. You are already saved. You are already safe when you are with your own breath of life, Holy Spirit, Christed being, I am presence. It's about that energy, that frequency that is of the highest possible, that creates, that you are one with. And that is what in the conscious state you are merging with. Your soul is very intelligent to be here at this time, and many wanted to help from so-called the other side. There is no side. Everyone is here and now. If you can define the illusion of the physical reality, good for you. Because when everything starts changing, and the change is already happening, they will become more deeper. And every time it's going to cause you to go within. Or if you're codependent, you will always start looking outside of self until you learn. This is why it is not yet, because until you are ready to learn. And remember something else. There are many, many realities. There are many realms. There are space-time continuums which we don't understand. And we live in the quantum time. We live in the time of now. That I am is now. Not I was, not I will be. I am. The balancing of your inner masculine, inner feminine, I, divine masculine, am, divine feminine, coming together into the I am, the Christ itself. It is about coming together, and as within, so without. We're all coming together into one, and it is way, way bigger than we think. And it all starts with one, you, from inside you. And that is why you come from the light. You are the light. You are the truth, because your truth is what is contributing to the expansion. And the fact that you can do it, you are honored and you are loved. You are respected. You are cherished. Thank you very much for taking time to listen. Many blessings. Namaste.